welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are seeing me for the first time, you can call me Princess Cockrumary. So it's the end, it's towards the end of the year. We are only remaining with like 2 days or so. I hope you are enjoying your holidays and please be safe out there. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the things that you should know if you are planning to study in India or if you just came to India, you know. So first things first, let's talk about the cultural shock, okay? Because when you are moving away from home, it is very hard to adjust because the food, the culture, the language, the temperature, the weather in general is very different from home, okay? For one, India is very hot when it's, summer, I think, and it's very cold in winter season. Yeah. So let's talk about socializing with the locals. You're not going to find it easy because the language is very different and not everyone speaks English here. I mean, they do. Some of them is not just sufficient enough for you to understand, but you also have to learn how to read the body language. Otherwise, I find that people who are open-minded here, they are actually very nice and accommodating. But at the same time, because you are African, because I'm speaking from my own personal experience. As an African, you are not considered as someone from Zambia, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, or South Africa. Okay, when you are an African in India, you're just African, but you are like a Nigerian. Okay, so even when it comes to finding accommodation, they'll be like, we are not giving to Nigerian, and you will try to plead your case, and you'll be like, no, I'm actually from Zambia, or I'm from Nigeria. But yeah, they'll just say, okay, we are not just giving to Africans. As long as you are an African, we're not giving you this kind of house that you are looking for. And the food is not all that you see in the on Z World. For those who watch Z World, even the relationships are very different from what we saw, okay, from what Bollywood is selling out there. Okay, like when you fall in love, it's not like you're going to start singing with Siddharth or Karan, um and also there is this kind of stereotyping. They just put you inside one box. It doesn't matter, as I say, it doesn't matter which country you are from. As long as you are from Africa, you are in one box. So if you are a girl, they would always think that you are a prostitute. I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality here. It's very hard for you to date locals because they just see you as some kind of, I don't know, yeah, it's sad, but at the same time, it's not everyone, because there are actually people who are very open-minded and like they want to really have a personal relationship with you and like learn something from you, like cultural exchange as you call it. And secondly, let's talk about the uniforms. So not every university has this rule of having uniforms, but now I'm in another university and we have to wear our uniforms every Wednesday. By the way, I love my uniform, okay, because it's just amazing, like you are all equals when you are wearing uniforms. They can you got you there's no, okay, let me just say it's simple. Like there's some kind of equality that is brought about by people wearing, the same attire in a classroom. And so you have to know that if you are choosing a university that has, the uniform incorporated in their, schedule or whatever, you're going to be wearing a uniform once a week, or I don't know, maybe it will be every day. Yeah. Thirdly is the visa. Now, I wish I knew this year before I came here, because the visa is like an excuse for people not to employ you, even when you are just looking for an internship. Okay, our visa cannot be upgraded to a work visa. It's just a student visa, and you are not, you know, eligible to work. So if someone is telling you that you can come to India and find a job, a legitimate job, that is what I'm talking about, they are lying to you, because that visa won't allow you to work. And also, the same visa becomes a disadvantage. I wish, the government or, the embassies could do something about this, because it is a major issue when it comes to students who are doing masters, and you are not able to do your internship, because as a master's student without an internship, what are you really mastering? Yeah. So I feel like every student should be given a chance, just like they give the locals, the opportunity to have industrial experience. It should be, given to international students also, especially Africans, because they are the ones at the disadvantage, mostly. Yeah. I'm sorry. When you are excited that, okay, I'm applying for a course, or a program that incorporates industrial experience, and then you find out that you are actually not eligible. You're not eligible for placements, and you may not be eligible for internships. You may be able to get an internship of online or offline if you are lucky, but I think for people who are into sciences, they actually have, an advantage, because you have to do those internships, and you also have to do some, I don't know, some kind of research and defend it, whatever that one is called. But yeah, I just feel like every student should be given an opportunity, an equal opportunity to explore the industry while they are still pursuing their program, because that's what makes them stand out when they graduate, right? Let's talk about the class timetable and your attendance. Now, I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you're looking for cultural exchange, independence, freedom from, family interference, then India is not for you, because the timetable is designed in such a way that you have to spend most of the time at school, like from 9 to 5 p.m. or 4:30 p.m., and you have to maintain attendance at least 75%. And I feel that people who are really interested in learning, in gaining knowledge, then they should go for it. But if you are just someone who just wants to, be away from home and just have fun, then India is not for you. I won't lie to you, because you'll be wasting money if you're not on a scholarship. And if you are on a scholarship, you won't be eligible anymore, because your attendance will determine whether or not you are going to, write your exams. And if you do not write your exams, then how are you going to keep your scholarship? or how are you going to proceed to another semester or a year. So that's one thing that you should put in mind, that your attendance is mandatory for all classes. Let's talk about finances. Now, when it comes to finances, paying to the universities, some universities, they do not accept money in their local currency. They prefer you send it in dollars, like they have to receive it in dollars. And then outside paying your fees and everything, let's say maybe you have work, because it is possible, though I say the visa doesn't cover that, but for some it is possible. You can have some kind of business that you are running, and then maybe you are a breadwinner and you want to send money back home. In India, you are not eligible, I mean, you are not allowed to send money back home if you are an international student, or just a foreigner. You are not allowed. There is no legitimate process that allows you to send money back home, unless you use an Indian. But like, I don't know, they just it's a lot of paperwork, I think. But there's like, there's always a disadvantage, and then there was always an advantage. For people from Zambia, for us it's easy because we can exchange the local currency with someone who has like money in their Airtel, or maybe someone from back home is sending them money and then they are receiving it in Airtel or Zanaco. They can just ask someone to send it in their bank account, local bank account, that is an Indian bank account, and then they just exchange like that. But otherwise you cannot send money back home, and that also includes sending parcels or receiving parcels. Oh my god, when you are receiving parcels, it's not an easy job, yo. Like, the duty free is very expensive, I kid you not. Like, if you buy something, I think it's like 50% duty on it's disheartening, yo. Like, sending a parcel can be okay, but if you are receiving something, the taxes are very high. So if you are planning on receiving something through DHL or whatever, just know that you're going to be paying duty, like maybe, like, I don't know, like a huge amount of duty imposed on that thing that you are importing. But if there's someone who's going home or they are coming back from holidays, you can ask them for a favor, so that they can bring whatever you want to bring in. About food in general, you are not going to find African foodstuffs here. I mean, you can sometimes, but it's very hard. It's very hard if you are new. But I heard that there is an African market or African online store where you can order things, but really you will find it difficult to adjust when it comes to food, because Indian food is very spicy and it has like a lot of things in it, like there are seeds. For me, I don't like cumin, so it's like it just spoils my food, and they put it in every dish. So you're gonna have to learn how to cook. Now, accommodation. Well, when it comes to accommodation, it depends with where you are going, which city you are going to, which university you are going to, because there are some universities that do not allow you to get accommodation outside the school, and that is for security purposes. Okay, like for instance, I was in Kitch, as I said earlier, and the only accommodation option that is available is the hostels. So you actually don't have an option, you just have to stay in the hostels, and there is curfew. Okay, for girls it's like 7 p.m. and that means you have to be, back wherever you are. You have to go back to the hostel before 7 p.m. And if you are away for more than that, there is a penalty fee that you have to pay, and also some disciplinary action that can be taken, because if you continue violating the you know whatever rules that are put out there, that means you are not obedient. You are just, you just want to do things on your own way. But in Punjab, I think most universities, they actually give you an option. You can either stay in the hostels or you can look for accommodation outside. So as I said, if you are African, they don't really, care if you are from Zambia or whatever country. Here you are considered Nigerian, and if you are having accommodation outside, just know that it won't be that easy for you to find an affordable accommodation, because not every landlord is willing to give to African students. And the bonus, okay, if you think that you're going to have the lovey-dovey relationships, or like Bollywood romance, that one, just forget it. Okay, just come here, study, enjoy yourself, and make sure just protect yourself. Don't be trusting of everyone. So you can have friends, but just be careful. Be your own protector, because here you are far from home, and security wise, if you are staying outside, that's on you. It's not the university's concern, but of course they are always going to be there when you need their help. So just take care of yourselves. Make sure you are in your right mental space, because it's very depressing being away from home and facing whatever you are going to be facing and not having someone to talk to. So I hope this video was helpful, guys. So please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye. See you in the next video.